In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to create a CI/CD pipeline in Azure Pipelines using the classic editor interface, a method perfect for those who prefer a visual UI over code-based pipelines. Let's dive right in. First, we need to make sure that the classic editor is available in your Azure DevOps environment. Start by navigating to Azure DevOps and head over to Organization Settings or Project Settings, depending on your setup. Once there, select Pipelines and then Settings. Take a moment to ensure that the Disable Creation of Classic Build Pipelines and Disable Creation of Classic Release Pipelines options are not activated. If enabled, these settings can hide the Classic Editor option. Once you've confirmed the settings and ensured classic pipelines are enabled, navigate back to your project. Now, let's create a build, or continuous integration, pipeline using the classic editor. Within your project, go to Pipelines and then open the Pipelines section, which might also appear as Builds in an older interface. Click on New Pipeline. On the selection screen, opt for Use the Classic Editor option. This choice will lead you to select the repository location. Choose your source control, such as Azure Repos Git, and then select the appropriate project and repository. Click Continue to proceed. The next screen, titled Select a Template, allows you to choose a predefined build template, such as ASP.NET or Node.js, or you can begin with an empty job for a completely custom setup. Assign a name to your build pipeline and select an agent pool, like Hosted Windows 2019 or Ubuntu Latest. In the Pipeline Designer, you'll notice a job, such as Agent Job 1. Under this, add tasks that are essential to your build process, like NuGet Restore, Build Solution, Run Tests, and Publish Build Artifacts. It's important to configure the settings for each task, such as specifying paths for solutions, test projects, or naming artifacts. If you wish for the build to trigger automatically on code changes, enable continuous integration under the Triggers tab. Once everything is set, save your pipeline, which might prompt you to enter a commit comment, and then click Queue or Run to initiate the first build. After the build completes, meticulously verify the logs to ensure that artifacts were published correctly and the build was successful. Moving on, let's create a release or continuous deployment pipeline using the classic editor. Navigate to Pipelines, then to Releases, and select New Pipeline. Choose a template, such as an empty job, and apply it. In the Artifacts section, click on Add an Artifact, select the source type as your build pipeline, choose the project and the build pipeline you just made, and optionally enable the continuous deployment trigger. In the Stages section, rename the default Stage 1 to something like Deploy to Staging and add relevant tasks to it. If needed, set pre-deployment conditions to require approval before moving forward. Before wrapping up, ensure that your build pipeline is set to Publish Build Artifacts to provide an output that the release pipeline can utilize. Within your release pipeline, confirm that the artifact source is your build pipeline's artifact. Setting a continuous deployment trigger means that whenever a new build completes, it seamlessly initiates a new release, ensuring a fully automated end-to-end CI/CD pipeline. Monitor each deployment carefully and verify your applications are correctly deployed into the intended environments. And that's how you set up a CI/CD pipeline using the classic editor in Azure DevOps. Happy building!